Hello and welcome. This is Carl Bailey, SharePoint Architect with Red Brick Data. And today we're going to do a little demonstration and discussion of metadata, of how we can store documents, images, a better way to store them, or the different ways that we have available to us. If we were to go into folder right now, organized by folder, this is sort of what everyone's used to. If you're familiar with File Explorer in Windows, it's sort of a location-based storage mechanism. We say, okay, well, we have images that have to do with birthdays. We have them in birthdays. Family, we have images for our family. They go in the family folder. We have motorcycle, we have other, we have vacations. The problem comes in when we have an image or a document that belongs in more than one folder. So, for example, we do have family vacations. We do have family birthdays. But in this system, when we're organizing by folder, we sort of have to take that, we go in there, we have to take that item that exists in that folder, copy that item, and then physically place another copy of that item into another folder. So what that does is we're making duplicate copies of the same documents or images, and then the question will come up when we're working on document collaboration, which copy of this document is the current one, which is the authoritative copy. And that's where the problem comes in. We don't know what the authoritative copy is. We could research it, we could start comparing dates and such, but if the people who we're working with, they're not using the same organization system, maybe they just think that, hey, this folder is the authoritative folder, and you end up with all these documents being collaborated on, but not really in the way that you would expect. So this is really a good system. It's the way Windows is set up. If you're using a one-person environment like a computer, this is what you have available to you. Not so good in SharePoint, not so good with collaboration. Another way that we can do that is with tags. So, for example, we would take and we would create a site column. If we create a site column and there's data in that column, then a managed property, a managed search property actually becomes created for that site column. And what you have is it's a lot easier to search. It's a lot better way to search. So for example, I can go into here and I can see some of the tags we have. Tags, Kathy, Carl, Kate, Atlantic City, White House subs. Actually a really good place in Atlantic City to go if you're ever there. But what you have is you have pictures with tags in it. So if I want to do a search on Kathy and I do a search, every photo that she is tagged in will come up. And so this is good. This is a lot better. The problem is that once you set this up, you have to make sure that a crawl has been performed. If a crawl hasn't been performed, then your search results aren't going to come up. You're not going to have any search results. And it requires a little bit of understanding of search. It requires to be able to go in there and set up a site column. So it needs a little bit stronger SharePoint understanding to do this, but it's really worth it if you want consistent results where, hey, we don't need to have more than one copy of this. The other way is by metadata, by tags. So if we take a look at manage metadata, basically what it is I created a managed metadata collection called image tags, and all of the possible things is people, there's occasions, there's places, and what you'll see is actually I can click on birthday and everything that's tagged with birthday comes up. In fact, let's go into one of these, and we can see that the image tags on this is birthday, Kate, DeLand, Florida, birthday cake. So if we were to go back and take a look, that there are multiple tags that I can tag that item in, and hey, all of a sudden it's like it's making sense now. I can have family birthdays, I can have family photos and family vacations, but I'm getting a little bit better at this now. It's a better way to store. But there is a real plus side that is only found here. If I go back to the home page of my site, and I want to do a search on Kathy. And I'm just going to search this. Let's see what comes up. What you'll see is I have one picture that's organized by metadata by tags, and then there's organized by managed metadata. Here's another item. But if we were to take a look at all of these pictures organized by managed metadata, managed metadata, managed metadata, and keep going down. In fact, there's another page here. Let's take a look. Managed metadata, my search results, and then there's organized by metadata, which are the same things that we were talking about. But what you see is, hey, it's like I'm getting good search results now. I'm tagging my images. I don't have to search through folders, and I can actually see what I'm doing. Let's hit home for a minute. One of the best things, though, if I was to go into tags, and because they're just tags that people enter, they're tags that people associate with that, I could go into here and I can edit this. Let's take a look at the properties. And I can go in here and I can free for all just enter anything I want in here. Okay. What this tends to do is you can accidentally introduce errors into your documents and into your metadata that's going to prevent searches from coming up. For example, let's go back to tags. And if I click, and I want to try to find a file that's called monument, and I search here, and I can see monuments here. And these are monuments. There's police and firefighter and veteran monuments. But now let's say, for example, I'm trying to find something and I search and I put monument there. I spelled it wrong. Well, I'm not going to find anything. So multiply that times the number of images or number of documents you have. A misspelling of the tag name can give you problems. Whereas when you go back into metadata, it takes a second to come up here. I go back into metadata and I click on this, go into properties, and what you see is image tags here. I can't just enter anything I want in here. Well, I can, but it's not going to come out. Basically, what you have to do is you have to go into here, and now I can select other things. I can say, hey, this is where did this happen? This was let's just say this was in the White Mountains. So I do a select here. But what we're eliminating here is we're eliminating a user from just entering anything. It's an item. New items are added on the currently selected item. You can add new items in here, but the bottom line is it's part of your metadata structure. So that becomes part of the legend that helps you to navigate to your document successfully. So you've seen 3 different ways to organize today. I hope that we've given you some clarification here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. I can be reached at kbailey@redbrickdata.com. And we hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, please contact us. Thank you and have a good day.